Blog Talk Radio.
I'm your host, Davida Shinsky, and you're listening to Live Without Limits. Today's show is titled 7 E-Commerce Trends to Capitalize on Right Now. Now, before I get into this, I want to talk about some trends that have happened because of the pandemic and the fact that if you think about it, anytime there's been a disruption, whether it's been a pandemic or a war or whatever, changes that have occurred became permanent pretty much. And this is what's happening right now. So if you don't realize that we're dealing with the younger generation who are known as the millennials, and Generation Z. The millennials grew up in the computer age because that was the beginning of the computer age in the 1980s. And Generation Z are known as the digital age. They feel very comfortable doing things online. Every one of them have their little smartphones, and all their business is done through their phones. So unless you embrace your business and understand that having a business online not only allows you to start a business with far less money in the bank, and if you don't know how to go online, then what's happening is you are leaving money on the table. Because if you have a small brick and mortar store in little shopping centers or even malls, what's happening is that people will go there to try on things, but in reality, many of them are doing most of their shopping online. The breakout of the global pandemic last year halted the whole world. Even today, its ripple of effects can be experienced across geographic locations. Onset so powerful, what the contagious disease couldn't bring down, stall, or stop has been e-commerce. Contrary to everyone's mindsets and even conventions, e-commerce not only thrived during the pandemic, but in fact prospered. With severe lockdown restrictions and the fear of contracting the disease, people primarily resorted to e-commerce to find their preferred products and services. Even people who were reluctant to use e-commerce earlier turned into loyal customers of online shopping. Today, it has become a norm more than a luxury. And if we had to present some numbers, experts believe that over 95% of all purchases will happen online by the year 2040. Now, we're currently in the year 2021. And in fact, we're just a few short months away. In fact, if you consider that this is August 26, 2021, and in 5 days we move into September, we are literally 4 months away from 2022. And that means in just 18 years, 25 or 95% of all business will be done online. So if you're intimidated by being online, or you fear loss of income, or you just don't know how to use social media or digital marketing effectively, you need to find someone who can help you. And that's my specialty. Today, there are already 2 billion online shoppers, and the e-commerce industry is growing by 23% annually. If this is surprising, let us reveal that American business owners seem to have been undermining the potential of e-commerce stores despite the reach of online shopping. That's why over 46% of the U.S.'s small businesses still don't have an online store. The thing is, if you don't have an online store, you're literally leaving money on the table. If you go and open up a brick and mortar store today, you need at least $500,000 in the bank. And that was told to me by someone 15 years ago, and she had a small business, and she knew a friend that was getting ready to open up a physical store. And that's what she told me. She told her, because she had started her little small business with $250,000 in the bank. Because remember this, before you even open your door and make a sale in your physical store, you have to pay the rent, you have to purchase the stock, you have to go in and literally fix up and upgrade the space that you're going to be using just so that it looks fresh. And then you have to hire staff and train staff. And all of that is money out of the pocket before you even open your door to the first sale. And not only that, when you advertise, you literally have to pay for newspaper advertising, brochures that go out the door, or even just flyers that you pass out, and you're probably going to have to pay someone to help to get it done. But when you're online, you can start with as little as $1,000, open your e-commerce store, and literally be in business. And if you know how to use social media and pay-per-click and Google Analytics effectively, then you can build that business for actually less than $10,000. So look at the difference in what it costs to get your store up and going if you're going to get a physical location as having an online location. If this is surprising, let us reveal the American business owners seem to have been undermining the potential of e-commerce stores despite the reach of online shopping. That's why over 46% of the U.S.'s small businesses still don't have an online store. If you fall into this 46% category, you need to see this as a wake-up call and leverage e-commerce's potential to your advantage. Here is a super resourceful compilation of some of the promising e-commerce trends to help you get started and give you an idea of what to implement on trends and more. So, here are the 7 e-commerce trends that you need to capitalize on right now. Voice commerce and search. There have been tremendous changes in the way we have been communicating with our devices. Touch-sensitive devices are now gradually becoming obsolete, with more people turning to dictation voice-based commands with smart virtual assistants, speakers, home automation systems, and other devices. People no longer look at their screens or execute actions through taps and swipes. They dictate their requirements, and artificial intelligence-based systems perform their commands for them. For the uninitiated, close to 50% of all search was voice-based last year. On Apple, it's called Siri. On Android, it's called, or Samsung, it's called Bix. And then you have Google Voice or Google Assistant. All you have to do is click on the microphone and tell your phone what you're looking for, and it will look it up for you. These are trends that have literally been happening with the advent of the computer and the internet. So understanding that in today's world, no matter how old you are, you have to learn to adapt to the new technology. And if you don't know how to adapt to the new technology, then you are going to be left behind. That's why business owners must capitalize on the trend and implement this technology into their e-commerce store or app. With voice search, people need not be even using a device. They can order something from your store while driving in a different room away from the device, or on their way to work, and more. We are collectively a step closer to tapping into impulsive decisions right now. This is why when you look at technology today and how advances are happening, and you look at what the pandemic created, all it did was advance and accelerate trends that were already happening. Chatbots for consumer or customer concerns and conflict resolutions. Companies around the world are increasingly deploying chatbots on their apps and online stores. One of the significant advantages of implementing chatbots is they allow companies to channelize or allocate their human resources to wings and divisions where they are critically required. Most of the tasks customer service representatives deal with daily are reluctant or redundant, but integrating an algorithm or a bot, brands can listen to their customers' complaints, offer solutions, resolve conflicts, initiate refunds, and more. Manual intervention can be reserved for complex evolutions that machines can deal with, but personalizing conversations, we can deliver better solutions as well. Today, machine learning and AI algorithms allow for the launch of bots that can almost crack the Turing test. Now, one of the things with the platform that I use for my website, we can create chatbots for your website, for your Facebook fan pages. Also, you can put it into your webinars. That way, when your webinars are evergreen and someone goes to your website or your webinar to actually they go they go to your excuse me. Now they go to your webinar, and it's an evergreen webinar. All they have to do is sign up for it. Once they do that and they get into it, then you've got a chatbot in there, or you've got ghost attendees that you can set up where they're actually asking questions, and that gets the attendee involved in it to ask questions. So there's another example of how artificial intelligence is helping you with advancing your business, because what happens is your webinar is an income producing, passive income producing opportunity for you once you've already finished it, uploaded it, and promoted it. So as you understand how all of these things work together on today's technology, then you can literally have a business that runs by itself, and all you have to do is literally be available to help it. So, immersive technologies. When we say immersive technologies, we mean two of the most underrated and underutilized tech concepts: augmented reality and virtual reality. Both are being experimented with in diverse ways. As brand owners, we can capitalize on the technologies by offering our customers advanced solutions. For instance, we can use AR or what we're talking about is augmented reality, to welcome customers on a virtual tour of our store. Have them check out our collections and even try some of our apparel or outfits out. VR. With virtual reality, we can go to a step further and completely transport them to a different dimension and deliver an unforgettable experience with 100% brand recall value. Food chains, for instance, can make us or use of the virtual reality to take their customers on a virtual tour of their farms or gardens from where their ingredients are sourced. Kitchen tours can be possible as well with artificial or augmented reality and virtual reality. The only limitations is our creativity. The more audacious we are with our approach, the better the experience. So, see, what we're seeing is that more and more people are incorporating these kind of tools into their business today. So if you recognize many of the things that you're looking for, then you will find that your initial way of doing things will help you to literally grow your business and put out something that's enticing, that when your customer literally looks at it, what happens? They literally look at and grow their business. And anything, you just need to know what colors can draw people in and what colors are repelling, because those things are very important. The inevitability of analytics. What's the significant means? Why e-commerce is a phenomenon today? It's because of the capabilities enabled by analytics and big data. With e-commerce websites being treasure chests of information and insights, their mining allows business to uncover aspects about their brands that otherwise would undetected with analytics such as insights can be brought to the surface and put to fair use. Some of the elements of analytics implementation would include segmented targeting, behavioral targeting, advanced personalization, cart abandonment, optimization, recommendations, engines, and subliminal influencing, gamification, and more. In fact, I have attended some events that are strategic alliances where there are people who are actually creating games and using it as a part of their webinars and their presentations because it's a way to give away something, and people will literally stay on the webinar just to see if they are the winners. Headless Commerce. This might sound a little technical, but it is unavoidable. Headless architecture is where you decouple the front end and back end from each other. By separating the two, you could personalize the front end based on your customer's needs and preferences. The back end, however, will be generic for all sessions, executing tasks, retrieving data, and doing the usual. The advantage of going headless is that every visitor will have a unique and personalized experience on your website. This interesting implementation is worth exploring in coming months and years and can drive customer acquisition and retention. Omnipresence. We are already familiar with the fact that customers might access our stores from their tables, their tablets, smartphones, personal computers, and even televisions. What we are yet to explore in detail is the omnichannel experience they are looking to have. By omnichannel, we mean them reaching us through diverse platforms and channels. For instance, a visitor to our e-commerce store or app might be from Instagram, LinkedIn, a referral, a blog post, YouTube channel, Snapchat thread, or other sort. With so many platforms, you need to tailor your content and present it in a distinct way to each platform. By retaining your brand's voice, tone, and authority, you establish an omnichannel presence where customers see you in all avenues without questioning your credibility. And in fact, this is what we're talking about when we're talking about understanding how to use social media effectively. Because social media is YouTube, social media is Snapchat, social media is LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. All of these are avenues. Now, you also need to know when you're building your business exactly where all your people hang out. Because if you understand where they hang out, then it allows you the opportunity to literally grow your business and put it exactly where you want it. Now, apart from these, you can also capitalize on the rising influencer culture today to directly reach out to your potential buyers, connect with them, and make way for better sales conversions. The e-commerce industry is all about possibilities currently, and the more you're determined to explore its vastness, the better your standing in the market. So go to the strategies that we have mentioned and explore and experiment your own and pave the way for profitable business for 2021 and beyond. Now, what is influencer marketing? Because that seems to be an area that some people literally don't even understand. Now, we may think of celebrities as influencers, but it really just depends on what kind of show they're on or how popular it is or exactly who they are and the kind of message that they're putting out. Because look at it this way. You have a lot of teenagers who will literally go and start doing videos on how to put on makeup for their friends or followers. And what makes them an influencer is that they gain a following of 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, and all of a sudden they become influencers because they have so many eyeballs on their fan page or their YouTube video channel or whatever. And all of a sudden they have companies, corporations wanting them to promote their products. And for right now, that's a good way to find an influencer. But remember this, in the next few years, those people who start out as teenagers as influencers that have a big following, either people are going to get tired of them or they're going to literally be changing their outlook, because as they get older, so do their followers, and the needs of the followers change. So you need to be aware of what you're doing and how you can influence your people and how you can become an influencer. And you do that by creating your own videos. And it's like, I know someone that she works and promotes her business through, and what it is, let me back up and put it this way. She came into the company that she represents as an affiliate and used their products, their tools to build her business, and also to use it to market the tools as an affiliate to sell it to other people to increase her income. And in the process, what happened is she would put out videos, like she would say some of her best videos that had the most was when she was still in her pajamas and she was just doing whatever to promote it, and she wasn't consciously aware of what she was doing, but it became such a popular video. How many times do you see where people post videos of animals and they're doing something silly, and all of a sudden it goes viral simply because it's something about it that people watch? So if you create those kind of videos for yourself, then you can become your own influencer. And remember, you can go to my website, and that website is the #1 personalcareercoach.com or askdavidashinsky.com, and you can sign up for coaching